Alright guys, don't laugh at me too hard here, but I don't have what I think is supposed to be a 24 millimeter, but I do got this 22 millimeter, or I found it in an alternator kit that you can rent from wherever. It's got all these pieces in it here, 17 and a 19, and this is a 22. I think it's supposed to be a 24. Let's see if this goes wrong or right. Oh, it's going right. Oh, it's going so right. Oh, until now. Shit. Oh, it was doing so good. Okay, so this is just a ring that'll come off. Makes me wonder if this is supposed to be, you know, not just screwed down as tight as possible, but set to a certain depth. Just slid right on out of there. Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to have fluid down in that area. Grease, but not fluid. I believe the fluid's supposed to be up here in this valve. It's supposed to stay up here in this top half. And then down here is not supposed to be any fluid. Well, at least not in this area. But it looks like we need a big ol' wrench to take this end off. Okay, so I've got that, I unscrewed the one end and it exposed the seal in there. This end is still machine metal, so nothing's coming out of this end. And I've seen one guy who just yanked on it and he popped the seal right out, but I have not been that lucky. Oh, just by the hand it's coming out. That's that makes me so happy. Oh, that makes me. Wait, no. Wait. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Thank goodness. Oh, right there too. Oop. Okay. There's my socket. Ew. Okay, so now I have to get this other seal out, and you can just barely see a lip about halfway down. Okay, so I ended up using a socket. This wasn't really working, it wasn't quite large enough, but a socket that barely fits, and when you dropped it, it actually stopped right on the seal. Now that actually took a second to go down, and so that's pretty funny. But yeah. Oh, and there's a shim. What is this? So pay attention to how it comes out. And then you got this thing left. The problem is, being a hex shape, that usually means you're gonna have to turn it to unthread this thing out of here. I'm not lucky enough to have the style that just pops out. And someone put a dimple, someone hammered it, well, the factory assembler probably hammered a dimple right there. So this definitely means, I think that definitely means it's going to unthread. And they hammered that dimple to keep it from backing out. Let's see, where's the dimple? Oh. Yeah, you can see that dimple. So I need like a pass-through, you know, like a crankshaft holding tool for a Honda, but much smaller. Like I said, I haven't found anything to guarantee if this is even metric or standard, but that's what I'm looking at. And look at this. Does that say Toyota? This is Toyota. That's a Toyota. And this is a Toyota. I did see a photo, and I wish I could have found it again, but I was just in a wormhole of searching, trying to find specialty tools for rack and pinions. But I did find a very helpful diagram with a guy that had a bunch of pictures of how he broke down how he made a tool out of a brass piece of stock brass like this, and he cut off a slug like that or whatever, and then he set it up in a bandsaw and chopped off 6 sides to make it 1.27, which is exactly what I measured with my calipers, 1.27 inches. Because check it out, 8 sides, like a stop sign. And my dumb-headed self didn't realize that. I went to the store grabbing a nut thinking I was going to be clever. 6 sides, and then I grabbed it, I hollowed it all out, go and put it on there, and I'm like, wait a minute, what? Why doesn't it fit? Oh, it's 8 sides. So then I grabbed this, cut a square out of it that was about 27 millimeters, cut it into an octagon very crudely. There we go, fits better in that direction. Yeah, I cut this thing by hand, guys, so cut me some slack, huh? Oh, that actually came really easy. I made a thing. More O-rings there. That's the seal. Bingo! Oh, and another, it's like a seal for the seal. So then this just pushes right out. Ew. More O-rings. Alright, now we just gotta wait for the kit to come in. Oh. It's so cold out here. Got the rack disassembled, it's all cleaned up. Got the new seal kit in, it's all laid out where they need to go. It's pretty straightforward. There's not a lot to do. There's these 4 nylon O-rings, which are, you know, they're like a hard, well, it's nylon, right? So they have a hard time going back to the form that they're supposed to be in. So you'll have to stretch it carefully. You'll have to stretch them over, and then you'll have to find a way to compress them or give them some time to let them shrink back down into the grooves. There are 3 bearings, and they all go to this shaft here. There's this large one in the middle, and then there's the pivot bearing down here, which, yeah, it might come out with a puller, actually. There might be room for a puller behind it. It's hard to tell. A very small blind hole puller. But I didn't take it out. I just brake cleaned it. I brake cleaned everything. This thing's nice and clean in there. Nice and clean there. This guy's all cleaned up. The other bearing here goes in the top here. It's for the top of the shaft here. You got the pilot down there, the center one, and then this one goes there. This is the housing that sits on top like that, somewhere like that. It's just a matter of swapping out O-rings, this one for that one, this one for that one, this one for that one. They are slightly different sizes, so pay attention. This one is slightly bigger than that one. And this one's obviously way bigger than both of them. Man, my finger hurts. Look at the size of that finger. Smashed it. I'm moving a little slow. So starting with this piece, I'm gonna pull this plastic sleeve out. Pay attention which way it come out with the rim towards the top. Alright, slide the new one right back in. And it's collapsible, so super easy to go in. I'm gonna take this O-ring. Yeah, it looks good. Cool. There's one. Now this piece, we got to press this tiny seal down in there, and then the bearing on top of that. And it doesn't take much to press it out, so it shouldn't take much to press it in. Get in there. Now we'll press in this bearing. Make sure you, or at least the way it came out, was the exposed side was inside, and the side with that I don't know, whatever that thing is on the outside, went into the seal. Hey, I got that in there exactly where it was. It's kind of hard to show you guys, it looks like, but there's a hole right where this goes in, and that actually runs into that bearing, and the bearing covers just a sliver of the hole. And that's exactly where I ended up, where it ended up when I put it back in, so pretty confident we're good to go there. Seal and bearing. O-ring. Yeah, there's only one that's really that size, so we're good. Careful with these. These aluminum edges are sharp, so don't be careless. Be very careful. I got presents. I like nuts. And next, just to get rid of all the O-rings and finish it up, is this last little one here in the cap. Now we've got these 3 seals left. These 2 seals and this washer shim is going to go in this large end of the tube way down in there. So that's how it came out. There it goes, all the way down. So I got this started on this rod first. I'm going to use this to set it in place. And next we need to get this guy replaced, because we got to get this shaft in before we can put in that other large ring. Oh, and look at that. There's a hidden O-ring under there. I wasn't going to say anything because I was like, oh, it gave us an extra O-ring. What's that about? It's hiding underneath that nylon bushing. Okay, we're okay. That's fine. Oh, there's a stretching procedure for these. Ow. Don't want to break them. Okay, so there's no clear directions I mean, this is what they give you, and then it says just a generalization. 'Cause I don't have all these parts. So it's really completely not useful at all. But this is the smallest diameter, so the smallest O-ring, the one that I actually put on here first, is the one that needs to go here. And then the two that were the same go here, and then the large one goes there. And that looks like all 4 O-rings. Then, now we still gotta stretch this guy out. Oh, it's getting closer. Getting closer, not quite. Finally went on. We'll set that guy right. Oh no, 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 no. We're not gonna set it down. We're gonna put it in. We gotta get it in this, so we can put that other seal in. So this has a bit of a mushroom around the edge. And it's definitely gonna make it a problem putting on that seal, or putting it through that seal, so I'm going to just clean it up. Lube up this thing too a little bit. Don't just force it down. Ooh, yeah. Just hork it down. Now we're doing good things. Feed it, let's see, this way. And there's a blue or a green bushing, just like the white one. It's also sitting inside here. There we go. Ooh. Ooh. The bearing, or that seal that I just put in there, is going to rest up against this. Right now that seal is sitting just past the threads, so I'm going to use this to push it down where it needs to. And careful, because there's that plastic bushing we put in here. Ooh. Ooh, right there's the seal. It's working. Let's take off this O-ring just so we're sure we're not gonna damage it. Yeah. See, when I was pushing in the other seal all the way down to here, there is a tight spot right here that you had to push it past, and then it went bloop, just barely. Didn't really fall, but it was loose enough to push. But right here, it was tight, just like it's tight right here where it needs to sit. So it's tight like that, so the seal seals, right? If we can get it down, don't want to run into threads, but the threads don't start till like down here. Yeah, so we got room. Not to the threads yet. Oh. Now we're to the threads. Now we can use the threads to basically press it right down into place. Boom. Now we can take it off and put the O-ring on. Now we're going to put this together. I've already got the seal and the bearing in this one. There's the seal and there's the bearing. Oh wait, we've got to change the rings on this. Which means we got to stretch all these like we did that white one. Oh my god. Okay, so it's tricky getting these guys out. Try and squeeze it up and work something in there. There we go. And yeah, we'll take the other 3 apart, stretch these guys out, and then we can slide them back on. See how much they stretch? So you got to make sure you compress them or let them shrink back down. I saw someone using strings or something just to push them back in together. But find something. Be delicate. Oh yeah, see. We gotta do something. I'm gonna see if I can work them in there. Nah, these aren't just gonna go in. Oh yeah, it's starting to compress that one actually, because it's tapered. So actually, let's do a little. I mean, yeah, you know, we might as well spin it. We might as well try. Oh, I've seen one fall out. Whew. Gotta be. Oh, see? Oh. No bueno, man. We gotta compress these. See how these two? I got those two in. And they're a lot smaller than these two. That's what you gotta do. Whew. Almost messed it up. Gotta get it in there. Gotta find a way to compress these, so that's not working. Alright, so I'm gonna pull the electrical tape real tight around it for a little while. I'm gonna let that sit. Pull it real tight so it sucks in there like that. And yeah, you can still feel those rings moving around, but hopefully that'll shrink them up a little bit. Sit out here in the cold. So I'm just going to take this grease before I put this piece on and pack that pilot bearing down in there, and then pack these teeth as I push this in with some of this grease. Oh man, almost forgot to put the seal on. Okay. So look what I found. I'm so clever. I found a castle nut from like a ball joint. And you could weld something to this if you wanted to, but I'm just gonna tighten it up. Already tightened it up all the way, I guess. So you missed it. Sorry, but yeah. I think I'm gonna put that in the special tools bucket along with my other special tool I made. I made that so I could take off something. Oh yeah, that thing inside of there. But that's tight. Let's see it operate. Oh, so well. Very nice. Oops. Oh, so much grease. It's so good. It's perfect though. Ew. Okay. Well, I'm tired. It's late. I'm getting loopy. So, thanks for watching. That's how we rebuilt this. How I rebuilt. This is an 04 Toyota 4-wheel drive. This probably goes for the same, maybe like the Toyota Tundra trucks, because it's got the V8. That was it, the 5.7 V8 or the 4.7 V8. But this is probably the same for those pickup trucks too.